Guys, I got my first job as a freelancer and already I have a problem because the client was so excited that their banner was designed and she was going to do a business talk at some business presentation. So she asked me what I thought of this banner. So this is the banner, and as you can imagine, the first thought came to mind and I said, it could be better. But when I say that, she was so shocked, her eyes just opened and says, huh, what do you mean? So I had to do a quick design to show her how this can be improved. And that's what I want to show you in a moment. So what I did was, I canceled my subscription with Adobe. So I thought, you know what, the fastest thing that I can do is to head into Canva. And here we are in Canva. So the first thing I did was sort of like ask her what was the purpose of this design or this poster. And she said, well, it's celebrating, a decade. She's the speaker at the event and stuff like that. So this is where I started brainstorming just to try and get sort of like ideas of what I can actually put on this banner. So as we went along, as you can see here, I went in and I removed the background because the background was distracting. You saw that there were a lot of people here and so on. So I just used this feature to remove background. And then I added a bit of a spotlight here in the back so that there's a bit of a separation. So this is what I did. So in terms of the colors, I had to get a color from the dress to just match with the background. So this is how I got this to look the way it is. So the other thing now I was thinking about was, okay, so this is meant to be sort of like a poster, like one of those stands. And I was thinking to myself, well, if you put an address, people have to type it on their phone. Why go through that? Why not just have a QR code where someone can just go in, take a picture of it or use the camera app and then go to the website? That would be a better idea. And sure enough, she loved that idea. So this is how we ended up with a QR code. So here she insisted that she wanted a phone number. So I added the phone number there. And then on the bottom here, we have the logos, HBB accounts, Care, Training, and Hilda Johani. And of course, here on the bottom, we have the hbbagroup.com. So that is the final design that I came up with. So I'm sure you can agree with me that if we were to compare this and what I finally did, or maybe it's just me, I actually think this one is better. Anyway, so here's the thing. I thought the problems were over, but there were also more issues that came along. So the first thing was the logos. The logos that I was shown, in fact, this is the logo that I was shown. And that, straight away I said, why do we have a flower? The word care doesn't look, like really positioned. It's not even centered. There's no balance on the logo. So again, I said, look, that logo needs work. And then again, she said, what do you mean it needs work? It's a good logo. I like it. I said, well, if you're trying to create a professional brand, well, you have to simplify the logo. So I went on and I did a prototype in Figma. And this is what it looks like. So I know you're probably going to say, well, you just added the word care on the bottom and that's it. But really and truly, if you think about it, if you look at that, yes, I may have put the word care on the bottom and I've removed the catchphrase or the tagline. But then again, if you look closer, look at HBBA. If you look at that font, it's changed. It's much cleaner because, of course, in the brief, she wanted to convey a professional company and she wanted to also create a group of companies which has all these other subsidiaries under it. So it had to look very, very clean, very corporate, and very professional. And this is why I chose this font. So as you can see here, HBBA Care. Now this logo works pretty much on any background. You can change it into white on black, blue on white, you name it. Okay. So that's how I ended up coming up with this design. But of course, as you can imagine, when I showed her this, she was like, that looks a bit boring. Imagine. So sometimes you have to educate the clients. This is what you need to do as a designer to educate the client. So I had to go in and show her logos like Sony, NHS, Microsoft, just to show her that you don't even really have to be very fancy. And this is how those companies were very, very successful. with a simple but clean identity. And this is what I think I shown here. So side by side, you can see now that the HBBA on the left is too busy. The one on the right is now much, much better. Okay, but the problems didn't end there, because there was a lot more. Okay, because remember I said she had so many other companies within that also needed some rebranding. So this one here is the HBBA Certified Management Accountants. So you can again see that there's no spacing between HBBA and, that seal. We wouldn't want really to see that on a logo. I mean, what logo have you seen with a seal like that? It doesn't work, okay? You know where I'm getting with this. Again, this was simplified. Now you can see on the right, we have HBBA accountants. And again, this looks more corporate. It looks nice on a business card, even on a car. I mean, pretty much anywhere, even on a poster. So that was the idea, and simplifying these logos was a big priority. So when we got to this one now, this one here was a bit funny. I mean, take a look at this. These are the logos, HBBA training. I mean, if you look on the left here, it looks like, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work, because it looks like it's a primary school sort of training academy, and the colors don't work well. If we were to use this logo on a dark background or a light background or different types of backgrounds, it wouldn't really work. It wouldn't really work. And again, if you look at the training academy here, you see that it doesn't really work. The gear, is it a company that is a mechanical company training? It's not clear. On the bottom here, you can see the spacing is not right. The T here is outside the H, and then over here the Y, it's outside the A. Pretty much the spacing is off and everything is off. Now here's my simplified version, which is the HBBA training that we have over here. So now we have all these logos all set up, and pretty much they look simple, but these are the type of logos that you may want to see if you are running a professional company. Now, I also want to show you something here. Now, remember, I'm sure you have the visual of these logos. Now, if we take a look here at this poster that I created, now, do you see how the HBBA accountants, care and training really come together? So this is the simplified version. But now the challenge is the website. It's needed by Saturday. And that's a crazy deadline. It's not a website that's very complicated, but it just needs to look corporate, and it also needs to explain a bit about the subsidiary companies below it. So I'm going to be designing this in Divi, and I'll also be using SiteKrafter Pro to speed up the whole process, because like I said, I've got a very, very tight deadline. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So anyway, guys, let me know how you've approached some of your freelance jobs in the comments box below. What do you think about the logos? What do you think about the approach that I took to design this? Please let me know. I'd like to see, because as you can imagine, I'm just starting off. It's been a while since I last did anything freelancing. So I'm just trying to get back into the freelancing again. But like I said, I'll be sharing everything here. If you're new to web design, head over to diviuniversity.com. There is a free online community there for Divi users. Go ahead and sign up for free, and you'll learn all these tips and tricks on how to design websites and make money as a freelancer or as an agency. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.